Okay, let's see how to create this particular business travel chart right here. It's actually a custom chart available. That is not available in Microsoft Excel. So it's still available when we create it. So it's not actually a default chart. Let's see how to create it. So the first thing we do is just to go back here. So go back to analysis part right in here. And you know how we go about it. So we copy this previous one. So with our Ctrl+C, we have it copied. And now we can paste it with Ctrl+V. So what we need to do right now is just to make sure we take off education field and make sure we bring in our business travel right here. So with this here now, I'm going to type in here my heading. So here is going to be my attrition value. So this one is going to be my custom. So this is going to help me to customize my chart. So custom chart, you can name it custom chart. So we are on the way. So the first thing I'm going to do for the header is for me to use the if condition to actually get its logical condition to get what I want. So I'm going to say if this particular value here is equal to blank. So I want you to give me blank, else I want you to return whatever we have inside the cell. So that gives me this. The next one again, we're still going to use the same if to say this particular or travel frequently is equal to blank, which means if there is nothing, give me blank, else I want you to return whatever we have inside the cell. And that gives us this. So we can always stretch it out. So the next one is going to be this one here. So it's going to be with the same if this travel really is equal to nothing, give us nothing, else retrieve whatever we have inside here. So we hit our enter key and now we just have what we want. So I can go ahead and make it bold just to make sure it's a bit stand out. So the next thing we do now is to use VLOOKUP to get the value that is peculiar to non-travel, travel frequently, and really traveled wherever. So I'm going to use the VLOOKUP to retrieve what we have here. We can use the XLOOKUP as well if you want to do that. Let me show you how to use the VLOOKUP, and to people who want to use the XLOOKUP, you can see how the XLOOKUP can be used to retrieve this as well. So using the VLOOKUP, we do this. So with a comma. So because we are going to copy this across, we just want to freeze this, and I'm going to say my comma. Now I want to get something. Oh, sorry for that. This is not that. So we have to give it a lookup value, which is going to be this one right here. And now we just have to give it the lookup array. And now we can freeze this and put in our comma. So we want to retrieve something from column 2, comma, exact match. We close it. And when we hit our enter key, we can drag this right here. So we've just used VLOOKUP here, so we can use XLOOKUP to do this. Let us clear this away from here and use XLOOKUP. Or if you want to compare the two results if they are true, let us do the XLOOKUP right here. So using the XLOOKUP now, we just say XLOOKUP. So we go with the XLOOKUP. So it's asking you for the lookup value. It's just like this. It's like index and match. So this is the lookup value here. This is what we're looking for. So we put in our comma. To make sure it's comma not dot. So it's actually asking us for lookup array. Our lookup array is actually right here. It's even simpler than that of VLOOKUP. So we F4 key to lock it down. The next one now is actually what you want it to return. So I want you to return something from here. If you find a match, F4 key to lock it down. And now, what if I don't find a match? What do you want me to do? Just give me blank. That is all you just need to do. And what match do you want? We want the exact match, and we'll go ahead and use 0 for the exact match. And we have this closed and hit our enter key. If I drag this across as well, what do we see? We see the same thing, just like this. So which one do you prefer? For we to use the VLOOKUP or for we to use the XLOOKUP? Either of it would work. So just make sure you use the one you feel like is actually okay for you. You get it? So I'm going to go ahead and clear this one off. So let us go with this one here. So now for the custom chart, the first thing you're going to do to get the custom chart created is for you to actually use the the max function. So using the max function, we want to retrieve the max value from here. So just because we have to copy across to the column level, so what we're going to do right now, we don't want this one to move. So how do we lock it down? So you must know how to lock your cells down. So we're not going to freeze this automatically. We just want to freeze the column. So we don't want the column to move from here when we copy to the side. So we just press our F4 key for the first time. It freezes it for us. So for the second time, it has just freezes the row. That is not what we want, but the column. So we just press it for the third time, and the column is actually what is being locked down. So if I hit my enter key right now, I can actually go ahead and move this across, and here we go. We have the same value because we still have this one to remain here. Okay, in case you're having issues with how this works, let me just give an example of this right here. We are actually on column AF, and we are in row 19. So row 19. So, and the next one, if I copy this down now, AF, and this is 20. So if I want to actually lock the column of this particular, this one here, let me show you this. The AF, so the AF is your column. The 19 we have on it is actually your row. You see it, this is your column, this is your row. So if you want to lock the column now, you want to make sure your dollar symbol is actually at the back of the column. And if you want to lock the row, you want to make sure your dollar symbol is at what? Is at this particular part of it. So it looks weird, right? I'm going to show you how it happens right here. So I want to lock the column from here. So I want to make sure my dollar sign stays here. And if I want to lock the row, I want to make sure my dollar sign stays in the front of the row. So here we go. Can you see it right now? So let us double click on this and see. Where do we have our dollar signs? At the back of the columns, so AC and AC right here. That is exactly what happens here. But the row is being locked down here. So the dollar sign is going to stay at the front of it. So I just want to make sure this is clear to everyone so that you know what I've done right there. I don't want to leave anything untouched. So I cleared off. So we've just gotten this created. The next thing again is to come right here and go to this particular formula bar and copy the VLOOKUP and exclude the equal sign. So we come back right here. We can double click it and actually say, subtract, and paste this one right in, and we have this. Then the next thing we do is just to make sure we just some kind of copy it across, and here we go. We are having 0 here, which is going to affect our chart. So what do we do and how to fix this? Okay, first of all, before we try to fix it, let us create our chart with this. So go ahead to insert and come right here and click on this. So we've just created our chart with this. So the next thing we're going to do right now is to switch things around. So I'm going to come here and go to switch row to column. So we've just done the justification to it. So I want to remove this for now. For the time being, we just have that removed. So double click on this right here. So make sure you click right here in the to merge. Okay, I think I'm cool with something like this. And the next thing I do now is just to make sure I put this on 180 degree. So that is nice. So now guess what? So now we have two of these. So we have, we have attrition value and we have custom chart. So our custom chart is this. Our attrition value is this. This is the one we are interested in. And the attrition value is the one current blue. So if you look at it right now, this very one that is actually, travel really is 0. And it gives us this particular color all true. That is awkward. So how do we do away with this? Like this one now is giving us, the part of it that is actually, with value. And the remaining part is the custom, which we're going to get off, which is this one right here. So we don't have any custom here to get off or to actually color differently to create the kind of unique chart we want to create. So what do we do to actually bypass this? So come back right here, double click on it and actually add a large number to this. I'm going to say plus, I can plus 100, I can plus 1,000, whatever it is. Just plus it, a bit like number and hit your enter. And I'm going to come right here right now. I just want to extend it to this side. So now you can see it creates what I'm looking for me. So because this is my custom chat part right here, we don't need this. We just have to make sure we click on this. We click right here. So make sure the color shows up right here, and let us actually, make sure we use this. So do the same thing to this as well. Once the color is showing here, so we just select this. The next one again is for we to do this, and I will select the same color. Oh, I think that is awkward. So I'm going to Ctrl Z. I'll double click it. I'll now come here and select this. So now I'm left with my attrition value, which is this ones here at the top. So now I just need to give it the right color I really want to use for them. So we just have to go here. I want to select this color. And for the second one here, I just want to select this particular color for it. And for the third one, once the color shows up right here, I want to select this particular color, black, for it. So we are done with our chart creation. So what is next? I just want to make sure I go ahead and take this off. We don't want this. So I can just make my chart as small as this. So for now, I'm going to leave it this way. So we'll be taking it up to our dashboard in a jiffy. But before then, so we need to actually create, this is where the legend is very, very important to be created. You get it? So now we just have to make sure we do the same thing we've done right previously. Just make sure you put your dot in here and you come right here to actually, use the if condition to create a legend. So if this value here is greater than 1, so you just have to make sure you give me this legend here or the dot here, else just give me nothing, and we can actually close. And the next thing is copy down. Remember, we didn't do any cell locking here. If we copy down, we are going to see 0, because if we double click on it now, it has left here down to the next, our second cell. So we don't want that to happen. To prevent it, what we can do is just come here, double click on this, and here we go. We have this red here, and we just use our F4 key and we hit our enter key. So this time around, if we copy it down, then we have what we need. So we can come here and just make sure we do proper alignment. So already we've gotten this right here. So it is time for we to get this off. So we Ctrl X to cut it, and we'll Ctrl V to paste it right in this particular part here. So we have something weird. So we just have to make sure we select cut. Okay, that is done. So we are pasting. Okay, now we have it. So here we go. Quickly, I want to take off the fill and as well the outline color. I can just reduce it a bit and have it at this particular part. So it's okay at this particular part right here. So now the legend is very important to tell what this is and what this is. So to do that, what we're going to do right now is just for we to first of all bring in the name of each and every one of them. So I want to go right here. So the first one here is actually our, our non-travel. So remember what we've done previously before now. We don't have to make a repetition of this over and over again. So we just quickly have to just duplicate this and have this right here. So what we do next is for we to change this one to 10. And it gives us the next one. So we just have to extend it a bit. That is nice. So if this one is 10, this one should be 11. And that gives us now the 3 of them. So we can now decide to, adjust them. I'm gonna shift this one a little bit. So now this one is gonna go close to it, while this one will go close to it again. So I don't want to guess if this is cool. I just have to select 3 of them. And now we go to format. So we distribute horizontally. Oh, distributing horizontally wouldn't work here. So Ctrl Z. And what we can do now is just to, move this to the left hand corner. That is exactly what it is. So the next thing is for it to make a vertical distribution, and that is okay. So we can click on our chart here and reduce the chart a bit and even move it a bit right to this particular end here. So the reason is this: we just want to have, so nicely done. So we want to have the value that is peculiar to every one of them right in here. So before then, what we can do now is just to bring in our legend. So we can copy the previous one, Ctrl D to copy it, and we can bring this one to be at this particular edge here. So we're going to get it. So we get the first one here, and we have it. So we want to know which of this one is non-travel. So when we go back right here, the non-travel now is actually with the one with 26, and automatically when we go back right here is the one that carries this particular black, because it's the is the one with low value. So now can you see it? Non-travel. So what we can do quickly is to select the same color we've used for that particular chart part there. Here is it. So we quickly format it to 32, if you still remember, 32, and we go and use area black, something like this. Very cool. So now we duplicate this. Then we find out what this one should be. This is going to be 10. And what is 10? So we go back right here to find out what 10 is. The 10 is going to be this particular travel frequently. That is the second to the largest. So when we hover over it right now, this is what we have. Travel frequently is the one with this color. So we quickly go back right to this particular part here, and we select this particular color for it. And we go ahead and select 32. So we select the right area black for it. So the last but not least is this one. We don't even need to do any check to know which one is this. All we have to do is just make sure we give it the right color, and this is the color for it. Oh, sorry, before then we just have to make sure this one is actually on 12. Yep, 12. If the previous one is on 11, so this is on 9, on 10, this should be on 11. So let's just correct things right here. So confirmation 10. Okay, this one is going to be on 11. So it shows up now. So we can decide to make a change of it. So now we change the font 32 here, and we come right here and use the area black right here. Okay, what if we don't want to use something as huge as this? What if we decide to just reduce this to like 20? I think 20 is cool. So 20 is cool. We can go with 20. That is nice. So we can come here and change this one to 20. That is okay. So we can do the same thing to this one as well. So it gives us 20 in there. You can always make adjustment. So we mustn't use the same, size of it. So now we can just make sure we hold them each. And now the next thing is for me to actually hold my control to select this. I just have to go ahead and make this as small as I want. So deselect it and come right here. So this one is going to be C to give me the value here. So we change this one to C as well. And we change this one to C. So now I'm going to go ahead and hold it. and extend it a little bit. So we can just make sure it's a bit closer. So how about this? This is just a replicant of what we have, done previously. We can just reduce this a little bit. And it's on 11. Let's just put it on, 10. So that this one can just go close to it a bit. So try as much as you could to change things around on the dashboard for you to have your desired, formatting. So let us just be pleased with this. So for the time being, we don't have to spend a lot of time on it. So remember, I spent a lot of time right here to have this formatted, and it's the end result for me. So we are almost at the fag end of this dashboard, and you can see it's taking shape.